Hi, it's Anika from Living for Later. So for the last 2 months or so, we've been having just a very interesting situation with our sliding doors in our kitchen. We have a fence on the opposite side of the doors, obviously. It would have to be on the opposite side of the doors. Not in my kitchen. Anyway, so we have this fence on the opposite side of the slide indoors, and we have these birds that every morning for a good 20 minutes they go through this big routine of they'll come and they'll try to fly through the door, but of course they end up hitting the glass, kind of stumble to the ground. They'll fly back up, go to the fence, and they come back again, and they go back and forth, I kid you not, for a good 20 to 30 minutes. And I was just really annoyed because, you could hear their little claws on the door of the sliding door. So it's you can't really ignore it. And I tell you, I just really got a revelation because I'm like, Lord, that's how we can be. There are doors that you have closed for us, and we can be just as silly as the birds. We become so determined to get through these doors that are impossible for us to open because you have shut them. It's not a door that was meant for us to walk through, right? But we keep on doing the same thing over and over again, trying to just bulldoze over a door that's really locked for us because it's not what you have for us, right? So it's easy for me to sit and just kind of laugh at the birds, but I can just think of different seasons in my life where I had made up my mind that I wanted certain doors open, so I don't care, I was gonna do whatever it took to get them open, but it wasn't God's will, so all my efforts were just ended pretty much in defeat, right? And I was really thinking about it. I said, here it is that God has provided all this open air for the birds to fly around. They have so much more than this door, and they're missing out on the abundance that they have because they're focused on the door that they can't get through. And again, that could be you and I. Sometimes we focus on the one thing that's off limit to us, the one door that's shut for us, and we get caught up in pity parties that we miss the abundance and the different opportunities that God has for us. And it's the same way that the enemy really got Adam and Eve. In the book of Genesis, we see in Genesis chapter 2, God makes it very clear to Adam after creating him, listen, you can freely eat from any tree in the garden except for one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? So here comes the devil in Genesis chapter 3, and he tempts Eve, and she gives in, and Adam goes along right with it. And I'm just like, wow, you read this, but the enemy comes at us with the same trick. He makes us focus on the one thing that we can't have, the one door that's shut, and we miss out, right, on the abundance of what God has given us. So I just want to encourage you today to just shift your focus. Stop trying to get through doors that were not meant for you to get through because God has shut them for a reason. He knows that they're going to lead to your destruction, right? So stop trying to get through those doors. And then the other thing is focus on just the blessing and the abundance that God has given you. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have. And I guarantee when you shift your perspective and shift your focus, joy awaits you. You be blessed.